What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. Sorry about the setup today. Not as nice as it's been in the last few videos because I've been in kind of a rush today. As you can see, I'm kind of dressed up. It's been a busy day, but there's also been a lot of news, a lot of business going on today, and that's William Nylander signing an 8-year extension. So if you guys are new here, and you like this content, you love the Maple Leafs, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Join the squad. I'd love to have you guys here. Also, if you like Manscaped, make sure to get yourself a deal. Use code APH20 for 20% off and free shipping. That's code APH20 for 20% off and free shipping. But I'm sure the comments are going to be completely civil under this video and nobody's going to argue. That's a lie. William Nylander is probably one of the most polarizing players in the entire NHL, and definitely one of the guys that Leaf fans like to argue about the most. So just going off of his press release here real quick, the Toronto Maple Leafs stating that William Nylander has signed an 8-year contract extension. The average annual value of this contract is $11.5 million. Now, Nylander is currently top 5 in NHL scoring. He's got 54 points, good for 21 goals and 33 assists in 37 games with the Maple Leafs this season. So and also he started off that like wicked 17-game point streak. He's had an amazing year. We're not going to get into that. Everybody knows how good he's been. Now, yesterday I did a live stream at the time of recording this. I did a live stream talking about the Maple Leafs and what they needed to do and how they can fit Nylander's contract in. I went through Cap Friendly. I did it with a bunch of people, like we all did it collectively. But real briefly in a second, I'm going to show you guys Cap Friendly, and we're going to go over it together a little bit because there's still a misconception about how they're going to be able to afford it and everything else. And people hate when I bring up the salary cap, but the cap is going up to $87.5 million next season. That's quite a significant jump. Obviously, Matthews and Nylander having extensions, but the Maple Leafs know what they're doing here, okay? And Tavares and Marner are also going to be off the books the following season. Obviously, they're going to try to keep Marner. Tavares will be at a much lower number, but the Leafs have probably a long-term goal in mind, and they definitely can make moves. If you're sitting here and you're looking at me and saying, oh, they need to upgrade the blue line, I agree with you 100%. And you're not going to agree with everything I have to say here. They need to upgrade that blue line, and they probably need to upgrade in the crease as well. And they're going to have to spend some money. But the Leafs have guys coming off the books. There's guys that they're going to bury money. They're going to trade some guys off. I'm almost positive on it, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit. But William Nylander getting $11.5 million is a lot of money, okay? But as the cap goes up, as the cap percentage goes up, players ask for more. And if the rumored numbers are true that Nylander's team was looking for anywhere between $10 to $10.2 million and the Maple Leafs waited, well, they waited too long because it's 11.5 now and they signed that deal. So it looks like they probably were negotiating a smaller number before, but with the way that Nylander has played, it's gotten quite large. Now, please stick to the end of the video because I do have a little bit more to say. I'm not telling you to sit here and love the Nylander contract, okay? Because if in a perfect world, Nylander's making $5 million, Matthews making $5 million, Marner's making $5 million, and everybody's happy and the Leafs win 10 cups in a row because they sign everybody. It's not realistic, and it's not going to happen. And there's all these people comparing players and saying, oh, well, look at this guy's contract. Well, look at this guy's contract. When some of these bigger names start to come up again and you see the numbers that they get, they're going to be touching the Nylander and Matthews, surpassing those guys. They're going to be getting paid quite a lot of money. The cap goes up, cap percentage goes up, big players looking for big deals. In a couple of years, the salary cap's going to be over $90 million. It's not going to matter too much. The Leafs are looking for a 4 to 5 year window. Nylander and Matthews fit inside that window. Matthew Nyes fits inside that window. Calle Yarncrook and like all these like little pieces that they have, you know, a Morgan Riley, a Jake McCabe potentially in the long term, Joseph Woll. They're trying to get these guys in on, you know, these 40-year deals. I mean, Willie signed for 8, which is fantastic, and we'll get to that. But there's a window. Now, this is the Leafs roster for next season currently. This is what they have right now. So they're going to have roughly $21 million in cap space. And I'll tell you why that number is going to go up. Connor Timmins, I'm putting him on LTIR because I almost guarantee you he's getting traded. The Leafs are not holding on to him. That ups it to $22 million. Ryan Reeves is going to 100% get buried in the minors. So that is going to allow the Leafs to save some money. They'll only be paying him $200,000 on the cap, which means they'll have $23 million in cap space. That means they're going to have to get some players here for the first, second, and third lines and the bit of the fourth. They have to upgrade their blue line here as well. But what I will add is that there's probably going to be some cheaper players that are going to be getting looks, like a Fraser Minton, probably a Bobby McMahon on that fourth line, which they can sign for a cheaper deal. Maybe they check out Topi Niemela. Are they going to keep Nick Robertson? Is Easton Cowan going to get a look? So the Leafs will have the money to make these upgrades. Maybe they give Benoit a $1 million contract. Are they going to re-sign TJ Brody to a cheaper deal? This misconception that the Maple Leafs don't have any money to work with is a little crazy. And I'm almost wondering, too, if the Maple Leafs try to trade the David Kampf contract. Because if they could trade it, that's giving the Leafs $24 million to mess around with. But I would imagine they're going to try to keep him and see what they can do. And hell, I mean, who knows? Maybe Mitch Marner is a guy that gets traded for defensive help. I don't think they want to do that, but it's very possible. There's such a misconception on how much money they have. And then this cap space that they have now, they could re-sign Tyler Bertuzzi long-term. They could re-sign Max Domi long-term, and they would still have money to address the blue line. Like a Tanev. Maybe Brody takes a cheaper deal and you can get Tanev and Brody. You could get Benoit on a cheap, $1.5 million deal for a couple of years because that's a big raise for him. So there is plenty of options, and I looked at it in my last stream, and I will continue to look at it in future videos very soon. But to say that the Maple Leafs can't do anything, they don't have cap room, it's a little bit ridiculous. But I want to look at this. After signing his 8-year extension, William Nylander says this is home. Let's get down to forget the money, forget your bias, my bias. Players wanting to stay in Toronto long term hasn't really happened, okay? Tavares coming home, different story, right? He's from here. He wanted to come home. Marner, kind of the same thing, right? Austin Matthews, while he has signed extensions and he wants to stay in Toronto, could have signed an 8-year deal, and he didn't, right? There's been players in free agency that the Leafs have gone after year, offering 6-7 year deals, and they don't take it. They don't sign here. And it's been widely reported that tons of players in the NHL don't want to play in Toronto. We've heard Jonathan Quick, we've heard John Gibson, we've heard all these different names. And it's like, maybe not Jonathan Quick, maybe it was just John Gibson. John Gibson. I was thinking Gibby from the MLB, but John Gibson, we know that he didn't want to play in Toronto. But there's been tons of players that have refused, and they're on their no trade list and everything else. Willie wants to play here. And as a fan, forget everything else. Let's think of our inner fan for a second, right? This is a superstar level player that is saying, this is home. I want to play here. I want to be here. I love Toronto. I love the fans. Would I have liked this number to be less? Of course. Am I happy for the player? Of course. But what I'm happy about is that somebody wants to be here. Somebody wants to play for this team and try to win. And he said he wants to win a cup here. That's the dream. He wants to win a cup and retire a Maple Leaf. Let's put some respect on that. And again, I know that this has nothing to do with the cap hit, but I will tell you this. No bias involved. He is the nicest NHL player I've ever met. I've met a lot of them, and I've skated, done charity skates. Willie took his time with every single kid. They were trying to force them off the ice and get these kids who were in wheelchairs off the ice, and Willie stopped them and said, look, we have time. Let me spend some time with these guys. He's just a sincere, genuine dude. I don't like the fact that the Leafs are signing these mega contracts and, the league is always looking at us like, what are they going to do? But you know what? It was always going to be like that. It's the center of the hockey universe. Everybody's got eyes on us all the time. I'm happy for Nylander. Would I have liked this deal to be a little bit cheaper? Of course. I was hoping in the $10 million range. But I can see both sides. It's the going rate for star players now. If you are kidding yourself if you think that if he plays like this, if he gets 100 points, hell, if he gets 90 points, if he walked into free agency, he would get $12 million in his sleep. Easily. Players always get overpaid in free agency. The Maple Leafs would not match the deal that other teams were going for. He would be getting $12.5 million offers over 7 years. And if you don't believe me, then that's okay. But look at the track record of some players in free agency and how much money they get. I'm not going to sit here and act like this is perfect because it's far from it. But I'm also going to not sit here and just act like this is bad because it's not. A star player is playing in Toronto, wants to stay here, got paid, has been absolutely fantastic, and should absolutely be an all-star this season. So let me know what you guys think. Again, sorry for kind of a rough setup here, but hopefully you guys watched the whole video because usually people watch 30 seconds and then comment you're an idiot. So hopefully you watched the whole thing. If you did, make sure to type Go Leafs Go in the chat. Like, we're all on the same team here, right? We're all Leaf fans. Make sure to type Go Leafs Go and show me you were watching. If you want 20% off an APH, if you want 20% off on Manscaped, APH 20. That's APH 20 for 20% off on Manscaped and free shipping. William Nylander, 8 years. Largest contract in Leafs history because that was a nice little 8-year deal. I love and appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Go Leafs Go. Make sure to comment it right now so I know you watched till the end. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.